everybody. This is On the Rise. We're here, our latest episode. I am your host, Mike Feinberg. With me, as always, is Gerardo Ramos and Armando Gonzalez. How you guys doing today?
Good. Hey, what's
awesome,
up,
man? How's everything with you, Mike?
Everything's great. It's fine. Of course, everyone, we're coming to you once again, quarantine our own individual homes or sitting just outside the homes. You'll see a couple of us are, all in our respective cities. This is the only safe way for us to do these interviews these days. So
Are you still in the same little bubble, same spot?
we're working through it. Same spot. Can't move. Glued to the chair. But we'll get past it. As long as we have technology, I think we'll all be okay and try not to go too insane. So today on the Rise, we have with us our guest, Al Durgolo, and he is the Soul Taker. Now, the Soul Taker was with us at our previous show. He had a kickboxing debut. He'll be coming back on our next show in kickboxing as well. Al, how you doing today?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
What's up, Al?
Doing real well. How do you think about this coronavirus? What's your take on all this going on now?
Oh, it seems like it's just stopped everybody's lives. I don't know. It's a whole pandemonium and everything like that. Hopefully everything gets back to normal soon.
Well, tell me, have you been able to train at all during all this?
Just by myself, doing my agility tests and stuff like shadow boxing, doing a little bit of bag work wherever I could find a bag at one of my buddy's house, just stuff like that. Not really any sparring or jiu-jitsu or anything like that.
What's your normal workout routine when this isn't going on?
I usually train 6 days a week. I'm in the gym about 5 to 6 hours a day. I start 10:30 in the morning with jiu-jitsu over at Gracie in Bradenton. Then I go to LA Fitness, do my strength and conditioning for a little bit. And then I'll either go back to Gracie or do a little more of my own bag work and stuff like that for the last 2 hours of the day.
Now, you're also training with Palm Beach Boxing, aren't you?
Yeah. My coach, Matt Barrows, he's my striking coach, my head instructor. He's been with me since I was 15 years old.
Okay, yeah, I know a lot about Palm Beach Boxing. Lou Martinez is a friend. I have a lot of respect for him and his location there, so spent a lot of time out there. Do you know Lou?
Oh yeah, great gym. That was actually my original gym when I started when I was 14 years old. I've been with them forever.
Good stuff. So we'll talk a little bit about your fight that you had just a few months back with us. That was a Rooftop. How did you like the venue, first off?
I like the venue. The locker room area could have been a little better because, all the fighters were together. But, other than that, the venue was very nice. Everything was well put together, well organized and all that. Very well organized.
We got some pictures here coming up on that fight. So that was a kickboxing match. And again, you'll be coming back and doing another kickboxing fight once again. Now, I know that this was a really, really close fight. A lot of people saw it different ways. What was your take on that? Do you think you deserved that win?
To be honest, when I went to the judges' decisions, I thought it was going to be a draw. I really thought it was going to be a draw because he had me when it came to his kicks and all that stuff. But I thought my boxing was better than his boxing.
I agree.
All right. Well, this time around, you're fighting a guy named Ralph Varela. Do you know much about him?
No. I believe that he used to train at Palm Beach Boxing back in the day when I used to train there too. But I think he was doing boxing if it's the right person. If not, whatever. But I think I do remember him from back in the day. But other than that, like nowadays, no, I don't really know anything about him.
Okay. So we want the fans to get to know you a little bit. Obviously, you're kind of new to the game. So tell us a little bit about you. Where you're from, where you live now. What do you do when you're not training?
Well, I'm originally from Boston, Massachusetts, actually a little town outside of Boston called Watertown, but I used to say Boston for, generic purposes. And I started training when I was 14 years old. I started training when I was with Matt Barrows. Trained for about probably 5-6 years. Got out of it for about 2 to 3 years, started doing a little, stupid stuff like that. And then I finally got back into it. It's my passion. My dream is to be in the UFC one day. And I really believe that I can do it.
All right. What fight style do you prefer? Where do you have the most experience?
Well, of course, stand up. Like I said, Matt Brown is my original instructor. I've been with him since day one. I recently just started getting into jiu-jitsu. I really love the jiu-jitsu aspect of the game too, but my stand-up will always be my bread and butter.
All right, so you love to stand and bang. That is what you'd love to see when you get into a fight.
well, not even a stand and bang. It's more of my style is more of a science. It's all about not getting hit. It's all about throwing punches and bunches, all that stuff. It's not just I hit you, you hit me. Let's see who's tougher. It's all a science to us.
Okay. So the striking obviously is a strength for you, but I mean, where do you feel you can find some more improvement, and what are you trying to make adjustments with for this particular fight?
Well, I'm trying to work on my boxing. I headhunted a lot in that last fight, which, my first fight, a little jitters and stuff like that. But I definitely headhunted, so I definitely want to get more shots to the body. More double kicks too, not just one kick. More following up with my hands, executing my spins very well. Because in that fight, what you see there, I usually always am spinning, but I have to execute them a little more. I threw them without showing hands first, and you got to show hands. If you're just going to spin, you're going to telegraph all day, and they're going to just back up or get out of the way. That's it.
All right. So after this next kickboxing fight, and we're going to obviously get to that fight at some point, I mean, what's the intention? Is it to jump into an MMA bout following that next kickboxing fight?
Yeah, that's the plan. We up here at Gracie and Bradenton, my coach, Sonny Parlin, he said he didn't want me to do the MMA aspect until I became a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. And I am improving very fast. And I think, if everything gets to normal, maybe it's a little more time now, but I think by the end of the year, maybe January, February of 2021, I could get in the cage in MMA and get my blue belt.
Okay. Now, we touched a little bit on your background, and I know I asked you part of a question when I think I left off with it, which is, I mean, what do you like to do when you're not fighting?
I just like to hang out. I like to work out all day. Other than that, I like to play PS4, of course, like anybody else. Movies. Other than that, just training is my life. MMA is my life. That's all I think about 24/7, and that's all that's on my mind 24/7.
Okay. I'm going to take a break real quick from the questions, and I'm going to actually turn you over to Gerardo. I know he's got a couple of questions for you as well, and then I'll come right back to you.
All right, Gerardo, what's up?
Hey, what's up, Al, man? So, hey, that fight that you had with Jacob, it was a really, really good fight, man. Even at the end of the fight, you guys both embraced. I mean, you put everything that you had in that cage that night. I remember that. What was your motivation? What fueled you in the cage?
Everything that I've really been through, leading up to that. Like I said, a couple of years ago, I got out of it for 2-3 years, and I really felt as if I let something go in my life. And I thought, that night, it's my night. It's not about anybody else. It was about me that night, and I really think that I proved it.
So for that specific fight, what do you think you could have done better to win that fight, that specific fight?
Hit him in the body.
Yeah.
Hit him. That really was a big factor in that fight. I threw a lot of spin techniques, and like I was saying before, I didn't really throw a lot of stuff before those spin techniques, so I was really telegraphing those spin techniques. But when those spin technique works, there is so much rotation, there's so much entry on those spins that and you're a moving target. You have to make your guy adjust before he can hit you. So those spins are really, really good. But like I said, those body shots are really a big thing, and that's really what I think could have been the key to winning that fight, especially against a taller fighter like Jacob.
Yeah, that was another thing. He was taller than you, but you held your own, man, for sure. So what game are you playing on PlayStation right now during this quarantine?
Just Modern Warfare, man. The new Modern Warfare. Just grinding that out all day.
My brother bought that game the other day, and I can't figure it out. I was good in GoldenEye back in the day, but I don't know what to do on this
Modern Warfare.
Yeah, man. Hey, I look forward to your next fight, man. You're an exciting fighter, and I look forward to where your career goes. And I'll send it back over to Mike now.
Thank you, Gerardo.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Al. So yeah, it was interesting. I like hearing about that. What I'm hearing from you, it's a lot of technical aspect. It seems like you have your ear to the ground with exactly what needs to happen to get these things done. So it's a matter of just maybe having more experience. It seems like you're really going to be good at what you do. Just we were talking to somebody about this yesterday, and same thing, that same intellect that you have, where you're always trying to stay a couple steps ahead of your opponent. You're always looking out to see what he might do before you do it. It seems like you're on the right path to probably making that happen for yourself.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So let me ask you something. So the red hair, is that your whole family redheaded, or what's up?
Actually, no. My mother has blonde hair, and my father has black hair. But we both sides of the family have it. One cousin on each side have it. But I don't know. I think it was all having to do because I am an in vitro baby, and they always said that there was a big possibility of that gene, that 1 in a million chance of a red-headed gene being sucked out and being the right sperm, I guess, with that.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like little Canelo Alvarez action going on here.
You took the words right out of my mouth, dude.
This one's Italian.
Just wondering how good your Spanish is, Al.
Oh, this one's an Italian. He's not a Spanish guy.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. I'm saying. So you're trying to be like Canelo.
Italian version.
That's all Canelo speaks. But anyway, so Al, it's been great talking to you. I want to turn you over to Armando before we take off. I know he's got a couple of things he wants to say to you as well. I know he's working tirelessly to try to get this next fight scheduled for us. Obviously, April 25th isn't going to happen after what we've known at this point. But I know he's working on some backup dates and should try to get something together. And once all this blows over, and hopefully we all hope and pray that it's soon, I know Armando will be one of the first guys to get a fight card out there, especially here in Palm Beach County. So let me turn you over to Armando for a couple of minutes, and then I'll come back to you once again.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, I'm definitely trying to get that date worked out here. It seems like every time I set a date, something just comes back, and now they're extending the quarantine for another 30 days. Man, this shit is just driving me nuts, man, to be quite honest with you. But the question that I had, man, is that nickname you got, man, Soul Taker. How did you get that? What's that about?
Well, back when I was growing up in school, and all the kids and stuff, and all my friends would be like, "Oh, gingers have no souls." Being a redhead, being a ginger, gingers have no souls. I guess it was that South Park thing that got everybody on it. So I'm like, you know what?
Yep.
Gingers have no souls. Fine, I'll take everybody's soul then.
You're taking everybody's soul. The Soul Taker. Nice. That's awesome, man. It's stuck, huh?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. It has a nice ring to it and everything. It's not from the Undertaker though, so don't get that mixed up.
Well, I don't even think that name is taken up by anybody in the MMA world. I've never heard of the Soul Taker. How about you, Mike? Gerardo?
I haven't. I think it's a really unique name. I like it.
That's awesome. Next thing that I got, man, is I heard you saying you're from Boston, man. So does that confirm you're a Brady fan?
Oh, man. No, you can't even get me started on that. I'm a little more of a baseball fan and a Red Sox fan than anything, but the Patriots are still my football team, and my heart's broken over it. Between Mookie Betts leaving, it's just the whole fiasco up in Boston here, man.
So are you turning now into a Tampa Bay fan?
No. I mean, I only live 40 minutes from Raymond James Stadium now, but no. Can't. Patriots all day, Red Sox all day, Celtics, whole 9 yards.
You damn Patriots fans, man. I'm a Dallas fan, dude.
Oh man, so we're just as bad then. We're just as bad.
Yeah, it is. You're right about that. You're right. I haven't been following the football seasons that as much, so my knowledge of the team is kind of like just sporadic on CNN and not CNN on ESPN and whatever comes out on social media, but it's not like it used to be.
Yeah, sports. I mean, I'm a huge sports fan. Period. I'm always, like I said, I'm a big baseball fan, so I always try to get the Red Sox games on every night that I can watch them. Football, same thing. I'm big into the fantasy football. I won my league the past 2 years.
Nice, man. So yeah, man, on your last fight, dude, I think you did phenomenal, man. You were up against, like you said, a guy that was a little bit taller than you, and you did your thing, man. I just saw you digging in, man. I myself thought that it was going to be very, very close, if not a draw. And because I could see where you kind of outstruck him, but he had those powerful kicks, man. That was definitely a good fight. One of the best fights of the night. But coming back now, you're going to be up against Ralph Varela. We'll see what you got for him. I mean, as far as training and stuff, I know Mike asked you what you're doing, and I mean, are you still keeping that training going? I'm
just mostly trying to stay up on cardio right now. That's really my main focus. I mean, the cardio is the biggest thing. Last fight, third round, halfway through the third round, I gassed out pretty bad. So I definitely want to get my cardio up there. Actually, the jiu-jitsu has helped me phenomenally with my cardio. It's insanely improved it. So this time I think I'll be a full go on the cardio and everything, and I think I'm going to be a force to be reckoned with in this industry.
And that's awesome, man, that your coach is suggesting that you stay away from the MMA until you reach that blue belt. That's a really good plan, man. You know, that shows that you got a definitely good coach behind you, man, showing you the right steps to do.
Yeah, he got his black belt from Rob Kahn directly, so he's been in the game a long time, and he's one of the best jiu-jitsu instructors I've ever met personally.
Well, like we said, man, looking forward to getting you back in there. Looking forward to this new date, which hopefully we'll announce here in the next few weeks, and hopefully we won't have to change it because I've already thought of a date, and then I had to change it already. So just trying to figure things out, man. Get over this virus situation that everybody's going through. Wish you stay healthy and safe, you and your family, man. And like we all said, looking forward to seeing you back in the cage, man.
Yep, sounds good. Sounds good. Thank you, Armando. I appreciate it.
Mike, back to you, bro.
Yeah, again, Al, it was an absolute pleasure having you on the call today, and we wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors, and hopefully we'll get you back on that card, as Armando said, really soon. You'll be one of the first to know when we make that date happen. And we're good.